Welcome to The Explainer. Look, we get it. Planning a trip to the UK can feel, well, just a little overwhelming. That's why we've done the hard work for you, digging through all the best travel guides. For the next few minutes, think of this as your personal, crystal-clear roadmap to two of the UK's most incredible cities, London and Edinburgh.
Okay, so you're planning a trip to London and Edinburgh, but you're feeling kind of swamped, right? You know that feeling when you're staring at a travel guide and your brain just sort of shuts down? Yep, this is for you. We are about to take all that chaos and turn it into a clear, exciting, and, most importantly, a totally manageable journey.
All right, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off in London, covering stays and transport. Then we'll dive into 3 different ways to experience the city, and of course find a little Harry Potter magic. After that, we're heading north to Edinburgh for a spooky graveyard quest. And finally, we'll talk about how you can create your own amazing UK story.
Okay, first up, London stays and transport. Let's crack the code of the city. Seriously, figuring out where to stay and how to get around, that's the foundation of any great trip. And you know what? It's way simpler than you probably think.
So, one of the sources we looked at had this absolutely brilliant way of thinking about London's transport system. Forget staring at a confusing map. Just picture a poached egg. Seriously, the yolk in the middle, that's Zone 1, the heart of the city, and all the other zones just spread out from there. The main thing to know is that pretty much everything you're going to want to see is right there in the middle, in Zones 1 and 2. See? Super simple.
Okay, so this is crucial. You've got to pick a home base that actually fits your travel style. Are you a first-timer? Then Westminster is your spot. You get a nonstop highlight reel of all the big royal landmarks. But maybe you're looking for something more creative, a little bit edgy. Then you've got to head east to Shoreditch. And if you're after that classic, elegant London vibe with all the grand museums, well, it has to be Kensington.
And actually getting around? Oh, it's so easy. Don't even think about buying special tickets. Just tap your contactless card or your phone for any tube or bus. The best part is that the system automatically caps your daily fare, so you literally can't overpay. And here's a pro tip we found. The new Elizabeth line, it is an absolute game changer if you need to get across the city fast.
Okay, logistics are sorted. Now for the really fun part. Let's talk about 3 ways to see London. Because the thing is, London isn't just one city. You can have a royal, an artistic, or a foodie adventure. Which one's it going to be?
So first up, let's talk the royal experience. If you're short on time or you just really love all that pomp and circumstance, then Westminster is basically your one-stop shop. We're talking Buckingham Palace, Westminster Abbey, Big Ben, all there within walking distance. It is definitely the most efficient way to tick off all those iconic sites.
But maybe you want the total opposite of that. Well, for the artistic side of things, you gotta head to the East End. One of our sources put it perfectly. If you ask me where the coolest place in London is, I'd say Shoreditch without hesitation. And they're right. It's this whole other world of amazing street art, cool vintage markets. The energy there just feels a million miles away from the royal palaces.
And then there's the foodie journey. Please forget any old stereotypes you've heard about British food. London is a world-class food city now. This quote about a restaurant called Flatiron just says it all. Just £14 for a steak, and you get a free ice cream when you're done. I mean, come on! A fantastic steak for that price, with free ice cream? That's exactly the kind of delicious secret London is just packed with.
All right, now for a journey within a journey. And this is a big one for so many people. Let's find Harry Potter in London. Time to build your magical itinerary.
Okay, get ready. Here's your Potter checklist for London. First, obviously, you're going to King's Cross Station to get that iconic photo at platform 9 3/4. Next, go wander through Leadenhall Market. It's the real-life inspiration for Diagon Alley. And then, for the ultimate pilgrimage, you have to do the Warner Bros. Studio Tour. But, and this is so important, you have to book this far, far in advance. It sells out like all the time. Okay, time to leave London behind. We're heading north, leaving that sprawling metropolis and traveling to the ancient, atmospheric heart of Scotland onto Edinburgh. And hey, the journey itself is part of the adventure, right? The high-speed train connects to 2 capitals, and it takes about 270 minutes. That's 4.5 hours to get there. You just get whisked through all this beautiful English countryside. It's honestly the perfect amount of time to just sit back and get really excited for the change of scenery that's coming. And believe me, the change is immediate. It's so striking. London is this huge, modern sprawl that you navigate with the tube. Edinburgh? It's compact,
It's historic, and it's a city you explore on foot, getting lost in all these winding old alleyways. It seriously feels like you've stepped back in time.
So our Harry Potter trail doesn't end in London. It actually picks right back up in Edinburgh. But this time, it leads us to a much, much spookier place. This is where fiction and reality get a little blurry.
Welcome to Greyfriars Kirkyard. Now, this is not just any old cemetery. It's a historic burial ground from the 16th century, and it's famously where J.K. Rowling found inspiration for some very familiar names. That's right. Hidden somewhere among all these ancient graves is the final resting place of the person who inspired the name for, well, he who must not be named.
And finding his grave is a little quest in itself. You have to make your way through what one source called a sea of graves. But here's the trick. Keep an eye out for a muddy, well-worn path. That's the trail left by thousands of other fans on the exact same hunt, and that path will lead you straight to the headstone of the real Thomas Ridham.
So, there you have it, your UK story. We've gone from the modern pulse of London all the way to the ancient whispers of Edinburgh, from royal palaces to a spooky graveyard quest.
Look, we've shown you a path. We've given you all the building blocks, the key spots, the insider tips to get you started. But the most important thing to remember is that the best travel stories are always the ones you write for yourself.
So really, there's only one question left. Your UK story. Where is it going to begin? Will you start with the crown jewels in Westminster, the street art in Shoreditch, or maybe a hunt for a dark wizard's name in an old Edinburgh graveyard? The adventure's all yours.